A very nice topic, very good topic, and I like it, I love it. And this topic is a long-term investment for better retirement, long-term investment for better retirement. And I'll ask a few of you, you can tell me, what do you understand by better retirement? What does it mean to you? Better retirement, what does it mean to you? Better retirement, kusema nini? Just type there on chat line. Tell me, what is this? What is this better retirement? Ni nini hii? Just part, better retirement. When you are old, the joints cannot walk. You know, you have retired. And the people be calling you, retired Shesoli. Can you imagine? Retired Irene. What is better retirement? You know, what do you understand by it? Ni nini hii? Sala Maringa. Ni nini? Just type there. Type there. I want to see what you understand by better retirement, because it has different meanings to different people. I am waiting. I am waiting. Hey, you know, just go to the keyboard. Tell me, what do you understand by better retirement? What is it? Is it having a driver when you are old? Is it having a home in Mombasa or home in Malindi? What does it mean? Better retirement. Is it affording your medicine when the body is saying no, or when the body is nearing heaven? What is it? Hii kitu ni nini? Dr. Mackenzie, better retirement. What is it? Tell me, and I'm ready to read a few comments on what we mean, or what you mean, or what you understand by better retirement. Somebody says, Lillian says, in my own house where I am not paying rent. Wow, can you imagine? That is what better retirement means to Lillian Yamo. Yeah, ako na kwake, ako na sukuma wiki hapo behind the house. That's better retirement for her. Dr. Lucy Mackenzie says, when you don't have to struggle in one's old age, no struggle. You can afford what you want. You can afford a trip to the US, a trip to the UK, a trip to Miami, a trip to Maldives. Can you imagine? Better retirement. CPA, goja nione vile CPA anasema hapa, what is better retirement? Anasema nini? CPA Daniel anasema better retirement is the ability to enjoy an income level, just like when you were working, being able to meet your needs without relying on others. Wow, better retirement. I love that statement. Uwe na tupesa when you are old without borrowing from your children. Wow. Ezekiel Nganga says better retirement is financial strategies of saving for the old age. When you are old, you cannot work, the joints are aching, the eyes are not seeing, you cannot run, you cannot go to golf. Wow, uko na kakitu, okay? You have something. You have some savings at old age. Let me see. Ezekiel, that is Ezekiel. Nani huyu? John Masharia Muremi. Financial independence in the old age. Yeah, financial independence. You can go to shamans, you can go to see your friends without being broke. Wow. Okay, Sala who? Sala Modhigani. Better retirement is aging gracefully and leaving wealth for your children's children. Yeah. Si kuenda tu una kakitu. Can you imagine? Umeenda tu hivo. Okay. Jane Jogu, better retirement to her means being able to sustain yourself and living your dream. Okay. At old age. Okay. Who is this? Wagura Mwangi, being able to conveniently meet all your needs and those of loved ones beyond your life. Okay, I totally agree. Better retirement. Sala Maringa, what does it mean? Being able to meet your own bills without working as hard. Of course, when you're retiring, energy hakuna. Let's go to ukweli. No energy. Okay, thank you, Sala. Esther Mashadia, to wipe down gently and transitioning to retirement smoothly without depending on others, especially mambo ya pesa, financially. Okay, Irene, intentionally say that life begins at retirement, but when planned for. Yeah, lazima ujipange vizuri. That's why we are here. Okay. Dr. says, I don't think retirement, I just think of it as a change of office while I am making money. I like that. Making money while sleeping. Okay. Wow. Maybe that's your income. Bubbly Charita says a comfortable, fulfilling, and financially secure phase of life after active career life ends. Wow. You guys are very sharp. Lydian, some money coming to me monthly, even after I am no longer employed or resting from my business, it makes money. I think I'll go ahead and nifikishe hapo. Let me read this one. Prontos Shesori, having a comfortable life just as you were when working or running a business. Wow, better retirement. Okay, being able to bless others even as I have for myself. Hiyo sasa ni Lilian ameongeza hapo. Nani huyu? Rose Oluoch says being able to pay your bills without working at the age when you can't actively work. Mwili imeshashoka, you know, retirement at a younger age is a better one. That is Shalon Mwangi. Wow. Let's go straight to our discussion. Thank you, team, for the contributions. Long-term investment for better retirement. This is the second last topic, and the last one, our Vice Chancellor told us that we should have a guy, a lady who will be speak to us. And next time I see you is the time of graduation. So I'm sure our Vice Chancellor is going to advise us on the date for graduation, especially those who are in diaspora, so that you make plans to get your ticket and come for graduation. Please don't miss graduation. Don't miss graduation. Okay, let's discuss what is this long-term investment for better retirement. What is it? And I'll share with you a story, and then we'll be able to see like 10 areas of long-term investment for better retirement. 10 areas. But before that, allow me to tell you a story of my own uncle. You know, I have an uncle who is about 85 years old. You know, when we are growing up, this uncle, we really admired him because he was actually driving a Mercedes-Benz. Can you imagine during those days? A Mercedes-Benz, and he was neat, he was clean, and as young boys, we were really admiring. But this uncle had other friends, and out of all the friends, majority of them have gone to heaven. And the reason why they have gone to heaven or to the other side of heaven, which I don't want to mention, is because hawakujipanga. You know, by the time they were 65, 70, no money, no assets, nothing. But this uncle of mine, who is still alive, was able to invest in assets. Can you imagine? The guy had assets, and he was actually living in one of the most beautiful surroundings or suburbs. At the old age, the guy just moved to Kajiado, you know, on a 15-acre piece of land, build a simple home. Now, watoto wameshasoma, they are now elderly, they are old, they are on their own, you know. And this man, I have never seen him borrow money, neither doing fundraising. The other day, he had a pay setter in his heart, and he was able to finance himself to India. Can you imagine? To India and back. And then I was saying, look, wait a minute. This guy doesn't mean that he had the most money than his friends, but he was able to plan himself. And I picked a lesson that the time you're energetic, like now, we are doing this mentorship, the time you are strong, you can be able to kujipanga. You plan your life so well that when you are old or elderly or not able to do work, you are eating the energy you had when you are young. You know, there's a Kikuyu saying that says that, you know, okolo oriyaga wethi. That means when you are old, you are eating your young age. Hey, that's a direct translation. That means all of us, we are how many? We are about 48. Lazima tujipange. Because whether you like it or not, if God gives you long life, you'll be old. The joints will be unable to walk. What will you do? Isaac Shege, utafanya nini when the age catches up? You know? Peter Mushelo, what will you do? Brian Simiu, when you are 80, yani, even if you want to run, you can't run. Ezekiel Nganga, the energy will be gone. This man of mine, the professor from Shigari, Wanderi, what will you do? Okay, you have a choice. Either to be like my uncle or to be like another uncle, maternal uncle of mine, And I'll give you a story of him. This one was very senior in a parastatal. And every time you'd come home, you'd come with a different attire, with a different car. And the guy was living in luxury, you know. And of course, time came when this parastatal, the time of Moi, retrenched. And the guy was retrenched. After retrenchment, this guy moved to a place whereby it was not so appropriate for his station, you know, for his class. And 5 years later, for the first time, I saw him asking for a Harambee fundraiser. And of course, as life has it, he never passed 75 years. You know why? No food, no lifestyle. You know why this happened? Kukosa kujipanga. And now we have two choices. The 51 of us, we have two choices. You either plan yourself or you'll be planned by the community. And community is merciless. They may give you food for a day. They may give you for 2 days, but they won't give you for the food for that day. So Dr. Alon, lazima tujipange. We have to plan ourselves. Daktari Alon Kinyua, we have to plan ourselves. That is mandatory. But let's now go to some areas that we talk about long-term investment for better retirement. And I am practical as possible. What can we do? What kind of preparation? What kind of areas that we must prepare for better retirement? One of the areas that we must be ready for, one of them is our family. Oh yes, our family. Everybody has got a family. Either it's a single family, either you have is father and mother, husband and wife, you know, whether it's extended family. So family comes first. There are so many people I'm sure you're aware of. And for us who do foundation, sometimes you go to support some families which have been neglected by their siblings, they are neglected by their brothers, they are neglected by their relatives. But if you dig deeper, the story of these people that we support, maybe when they were thriving, when they were like George Washuri, they never cared about their immediate family, their extended family. They were I, me, myself. Can you imagine, Irene? Being I, me, and myself. You know, and you do not want to see your family members. This can be a disaster for your retirement. Remember, at the end of the day, you may have friends that cause you and you run quickly. When things go south, those friends, they all disappear. Those people who have read my book, Soul Like an Eagle, you know the story I'm talking about. So I want to urge all of us, all my mentees, family comes first. Whether they are your cousins, whether they are your nieces, whether they are your brothers, your sisters, your uncles, don't disappear from them. You know, in my village, there's a certain gentleman who was doing very well. And the story was told in my village that this guy, the son of so-and-so, never comes home. Na alikaa sana, almost 5 years without going home, even to see the mother. Can you imagine? That's a disaster for your retirement. Because at the end of the day, people will leave you alone. And when you are left alone, you'll be lonely. And during the retirement, hatutaki kuwa peke yako, usiwe peke yako. So be careful on how you handle family. Invest in your family. Invest in your children. Those fathers who are very busy, I know majority of my mentees are young people. You don't even have time to go to school to see your children. You have no time to take your children out. Huna wakati, you know, you have no time to them for a holiday. Hata ikiwa ni Naivasha, you are too busy. Remember, these kids might be young, but they can see, they can tell that my father doesn't care. My mother does not care. So you better invest. Hata wale wako na watoto wadogo, invest in them now. Have time for them. Key areas of investment for long-term investment for better retirement. I have talked about the family investment. Number 2, community investment. Oh, yes. Number 2, community investment. Let me ask you, how do you live your life? You know, a story is told of a certain gentleman in the Bible, and this guy was very hardworking. And one time he had done his farming, and the wheat, the cereals did so well. And he sat and looked at the field, you know, and said, hey, now this is the time I will harvest, fill up the granary, relax, sit, and enjoy life until I die. You know why? My harvest is sufficient to sustain me until I die. And then the maker said, you stupid fool, tonight I need your life. What does that story tell us? That story teaches us that we don't live for ourselves. We don't live for I, me, and myself. The reason why God created you, you are created for others. And every one of us, Nancy Mugendi, you must invest in the community. You must invest. Victor, why you have to put some investment in the society. You must add value to the communities, to your village, to your county, to your country. You can't live for I, me, myself. That's a very small goal. And for you to work out on your better retirement, best retirement, put resources, put energy to the community. And by the way, investing in the community, not necessarily the money. Apana, no. Let me ask you, how many of you go back to your village and speak to these young girls and boys? How many? When they see you, when they see Grace Kimani there, what do they say? Everybody here has got people who admire you, who you inspire. But do you go actively to inspire them in the communities? Do you go and encourage them? On your social media, do you encourage, or you're the kind of a person who always complain? Let me tell you, if you complain when you are young, something will happen. Even the time you are old, you'll be complaining. So you must invest energy, inspiration, motivation to the community. Do something that inspires community. Do something. If you ask me, hey, George, what are you doing in the community? One of the things I do in the community is this program, the mentorship program. And I'm so happy that, there are testimonies and testimonials, that this mentorship is changing people. We are talking about job creation. When we create jobs, that is investing to the communities. When you go out there, support the less fortunate, it's invest in the communities. When all my books revenue, all money from my books goes back to the foundation, that is investing to the communities, inside the communities. That is what we are talking about. When you do houses for Mama Reshao, it's investing back. Ask yourself, what are you doing? Are you investing back to the communities? Or you're the kind of a person, even the time you go to church, you don't want to offer. You don't want to support anybody. You don't support any ministry. You are just there. What are you doing? Okay? Do you mentor others? The other day I met one of my mentees. I think she's here. She's called Esther, and I was very inspired. When this lady told me, she does cakes, I don't know whether Esther, you are here. If you are here, just tell me that you are here. Let me see.
Yes, I'm
just
here.
Comment. She's there. Esther Masharia. Yes. This lady really inspired me. Esther, you inspired me. We met somewhere, gave me a letter to invite me to speak to 1,000 people that she is mentoring. 1,000 young people that she is mentoring. And I said, wait a minute. What a good way to invest in the community. That is what we are talking about. In fact, I discovered after I got that letter, I am now a grandfather mentor. Can you imagine? I'm a grandfather. I am mentoring Esther. Esther is mentoring. I'm a grandfather. And who knows? Maybe the youth she's mentoring, they're also mentoring others. So I am great grandfather of mentorship. So Esther, keep it up. Very proud of you. And all of us, we need to ask ourselves, are we investing? Are we investing back to the communities? That's the only way you can sort out your retirement. You'll be having credit of the people that you have touched. One day I was doing my PhD at Jomo Kenyatta University, and I met this guy from, he was a Somali guy. And this guy came from a very arid area of Northeastern. And then I asked the guy, by the way, how did you come to do your PhD? And then he told me, I am a beneficiary of people supported by the late President Moi. Can you imagine? Moi supported this boy from class 1 all the way to the university. Can you imagine? Moi was dead, but this gentleman was doing his PhD and he was talking about how Moi did. Let me ask you, the 53 of us, how many people will talk about Sharon Mwangi? How many people? How many people talk about Bernard? How many people talk about Josephat Wangapi? How many people will talk about Evans Kamara? Mtu anasema, were it not for Evans Kamara, singekuwa hapa. How many people? We are talking about community investment. How many people talk about a fantastic Waderi? How many people talk about Ruthi Wanjiru? Wangapi wataongea? Ask yourself, how many people? That's a question you can answer. How many people? Na sio lazima uwe na resources mingi, hapana. You can use your energy. You can use your mouth. Like right now, I'm only using my mouth, by the way. No money. Just my mouth, a platform created by Nagilai. That's it. Now Cyrus, now you know, Cyrus Bogwa, okay? Long-term investment for better retirement. We talked about number 1, family. Number 2, community investment. Number 3, asset investments. Oh yes, assets. Asset investments. Asset investment. And the other day I told you a story of how my mother, who was a class 2 dropout, knew about asset investment. You know, 50 years ago, she bought 3.5 acres at 324, 300 shillings and 20 bob, 3.5 acres somewhere in Matanya. When she went to be the Lord, she gave us permission to sell it. And we sold it over 30 million, over 30 million. Huyu ni mrembo, hakuwa amesoma kama sisi. And she knew about asset investments. You know, sometimes I handle customers from Optivate, and somebody buys an asset, you know, a property. After 2 years, they want to sell it at a commission, at a profit. Then I wonder, what are you looking for? Why can't you keep that asset for 20 years, for 30 years? Later on, you'll be able to sell it at a huge margin. Can you imagine people who bought Kitengela 15 years ago, just in Kitengela town, an acre was 900. The same acre, especially when we have done our facility there, GMC Fund Place, the same acre now is 40 million. Asset investment. Some of us, we are so impatient, we want our assets to grow like ice cream. Can you imagine? Or pizza. You know, cook quickly, eat quickly, and forget it. Asset investment is long-term investments. Unaenda Malindi, you buy something there, keep it there, forget it. That title, take a mortgage with it, charge it. You remember that asset after maybe 20, 30 years. You'll be smiling all the way. Asset investment. Assets that give you revenue, you know, buy a house, put a tenant, residual revenue. We're talking about asset investment. You know, the other day I was talking to a friend of mine who told me, hey, George, me, I cannot buy an asset. I can't buy a house. Then I asked her, why? Because the return on investment for rental houses is 7%. Yet, I can be able to buy infrastructure bond at 16%. Then I told the guy, ask for coffee, we talk. You know, ask for coffee. You know, ask for coffee and ask for coffee, and we were talking. Then I gave this person my own story. The house I bought when I was very young in Komalok, it was 1.9 million. That house today, the appreciation is maybe 15 million. And I've been eating rent, 40,000 every month. Then we say, if I put this money in infrastructure board, what is the return? What's the inflation? And many people now, they are getting, you know, swayed away that instead of putting assets, you are going to buy bonds. It is good to balance. You can balance. I know CPA Daniel can tell us, balance between bonds and assets. You can balance. But I can tell you, people who invest in assets at the retirement, they smile all the way to the bank. They harvest millions, okay? Asset investment. And of course, there are other people who say, George, I want to do land banking. Oh yes, there are many that do land banking. Can you imagine people who went to Malindi 20 years ago, they bought 500 acres. They are the same people who are now starting to Optivate. Can you imagine? So land banking. So you can do it, asset investment. And that's the way to go. The other day, we went to Nanyuki, and I met this Muzungu guy who bought 6,000 acres. The time Kenya was getting independence. Then I asked this old man, what motivated you to buy 6,000 acres when Nanyuki was full of elephants and hyenas, leopards? Uliona nini? And this Muzungu old man just smiled. And he told me, I saw you. Then I told him I was not born. How did you see me? And then he smiled. I saw the future money. Then I asked him, these 6,000 acres, How much money did you buy it? How much money was it? Can you imagine? It was not even 1,000 shillings by then. I think he told me it was 58 shillings then, 58 shillings for 6,000 acres. Ourselves, we could not afford to buy 6,000. We only bought 1,000. Millions of shillings. Then I was asking him, uliona nini? Then he's telling me, nilikuona, na mimi sikuwa nimezaliwa. And some of you, you need to behave like that white man in Nanyuki. Uliona nini, uka invest now for the future. Food for thought. That is food for thought. Maybe you want more discussions on asset investments, you can check me on my FB Live that I do every week. Wow, fantastic. Long-term investment for better retirement. We say number 1, family. Number 2, community investment. Number 3, asset investment. Number 4, invest in your faith. Oh, yes. Invest in your faith. They say majority of people die prematurely because they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in anything. So any small charge that comes, you are finished. Any little stress, you are done. You don't have a power that you say, God help me. Invest in your faith. Trust in God. Serve him. Do his work. Support ministry, those who are in ministry. Build churches. Go and contribute. Peleka simiti. Useme hata mimi nimeweka foundation. Like for me, everywhere I see a church being built, I want to take cement for the foundation. I want to be counted. Support ministry. Invest in your faith. Just invest. You never know what will happen in the future. You never know. Number 5, invest in supporting our climate. Invest in supporting the world crisis, climate crisis. People are calling it climate crisis. Climate crisis. Invest. Right now, the air we are breathing is because some people took care of where you are living. However, the new generation, they don't care about retirement. They are destroying everything. Everything. They don't want to see trees. They do not want to plant anything. They are throwing away plastics. They are all over. You don't care about retirement. If you look at some cities, I was checking some history of India. Some of the cities in India, people are struggling to get fresh air. Kenya today, we are enjoying fresh air. Africa, we are enjoying fresh air. What will happen? Another 500 years to come. People will be struggling. One day I went to the city of New York in Manhattan. And for the first time, I was feeling this. There was no air. Everywhere is building. Everywhere is machines, cars. What are we doing for the future, for better retirement? Are we the people who are destroying the environment? Are we the people who are releasing the carbon, the green gases, carbon dioxide? Are we participating in destroying the future? Are we the people who dump stuff wherever? Maybe behind your house, when people are not seeing, you just dump behind your house. Are you the person? Are you the person who mix all the trashes? Mashupa ya soda iko hapo imevujika, mtu anaenda kukata huko $1, banana peels. So how do we do it? It has to start with us. How are you doing it? Are you the farmer who sprays tomatoes and tomorrow you are harvesting? Watu wakikula wanagojeka. Are you a farmer? Are you here in this mentorship? Why do you want to kill other people? Yet you are looking for better retirement. Maybe when you retire, the same will be done unto you. Nyanya itapigwa dawa, their pesticide, herbicides, then you eat the following day. Are you the person? Invest in climate crisis. Invest to reduce climate crisis. Are you harvesting water? I can see a few customers for Optimate. Are you the person when we say put roofing materials that you can harvest water? Wewe unakuja na mabati, sijui kutoka wapi. Huwezi kunywa maji, ni kama asbestos. Are you the destroyer? Are you destroying your retirement? Hey, jameni, ngoja tuongee. Let's talk. Change starts with us. Change does not start with Dr. Ruto, His Excellency, hapana. Not government. Change starts with Isaac Shege. Change starts with Kuria, Dave. Change starts with Jennifer Gabriel. Change starts with us. Caroline, change starts with you. Don't wait for anybody else. We are the change that the world is waiting for. Invest in handling the climate crisis. That's number 5. Number 6, are you looking for better retirement? Invest in your health. Yeah, invest in your health, okay? Right now, you can eat anything. Actually, you can even eat wire. You can eat anything. You are strong. But what will you eat when you are 80, when you are 90? Are you investing in your health? Are you eating well? Are you exercising ya kutosha? Are you walking? Are you swimming? You know, are you overworking yourself? By the way, when I was younger, I used to tell people you can sleep for 4 hours, you know, 4 hours, and then you work. But I discovered you require to sleep between 7 and 8 hours. It is important for you to be sober. I don't know who is that who have or not missing with this. You can mute them. Okay, you can mute. Yeah, these are the people who want to destroy our retirement. Okay, and then they are here. Invest in your health. Okay, are you doing enough? Are you sleeping enough? You know, the other day, I think 2 years ago, I used to have a very, very hardworking friend, And this friend was a high flyer. And one time he was asked, how many hours do you sleep? On a media platform. And then he said, I only sleep between 3 and 4 hours. 3 and 4 hours. Then the media guy, the interviewer asked him, for how long? He says, for the last 2 years, I sleep maximum 4 hours. Do you know, the same year the guy did an interview, he had stroke and went. When doctors checked, it was basically fatigue. The guy was on another lane, no resting. So don't be so proud when you don't sleep. Men, lazima upate usingizi ya kutosha, 7 to 8 hours. After that, you can now do stuff. Invest in your health. Number 7, invest in your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Yeah, do you want better retirement? Invest in your wisdom, kama Solomon, knowledge, understanding. Invest. How do you invest in understanding and wisdom and knowledge? Read books. Soma vitabu. Read books, write books. Blog, listen to videos. Okay. Go to George Washuri earlier videos, listen to them. Invest in knowledge. Okay. Attend mentorship like this one. You know, the other day I was checking how many people started mentorship and how many are finished. We were over 150 and only 60 are finishing. That means people are not willing to invest time in mentorship, in reading, in listening stuff, you know. Listen to the wise people. There are many people who are sharp. Listen to them. How do they think? They're successful people. Do they have some character? How is it? Okay. I remember one time I was challenging myself for better retirement. And I said, wait a minute. One day I want to listen to Dr. James Mwangi. Yeah, one-on-one, not videos, one-on-one. And I was looking for an appointment to meet him, even if it is 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And I did it. I had a whole 15 minutes with him. And the things he told me changed my mind. I remember him telling me that, George, when you do proposal for financing, the same energy you use to do a proposal of $1 million is the same energy you use if you had a zero. The same energy you use to do a proposal for 100 million is the same energy you use if you add a zero, $1 billion. Nilitoka hiyo ofisi, nikaenda nikaandika proposal kubwa na ikafinansiwa. You know why? Knowledge, understanding, wisdom. Are we looking for it for a better retirement? Some of us, we think very small, because we don't believe that we can be able to think bigger. Yet for you to work on your retirement, better retirement, expand your thinking, expand your knowledge. Look for that knowledge. Look for people who have been there. Speak to them, talk to them. Learn a thing or two. Number 8, how to work for your better retirement. I can see our time is well spent. Long-term investment for better retirement. Remember, we talked about family. Number 2, community investment. Number 3, asset investment. We talked about investing in your faith, okay? And then invest on managing climate crisis. We are not talking about invest in your health, very, very important, and definitely invest in your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And then number 8, invest in your emotions. Invest in your emotions. Invest in your emotions. They say, if you control your emotions, you control the world. And how do you control your emotions for better retirement? First and foremost is controlling your thoughts. They say, once what you think controls how you feel. And that feeling is either a negative emotion or positive emotions. If you're able to control your emotions, you are able to control your action. Oh, yes. Okay. When you feel as if you're going to kill someone, you know, that's a feeling, that's an emotion. If you change it, that you have a feeling to bless someone, the action will be an action to bless. Okay. Your actions also controls or produces your habits. Can you imagine? Your thoughts produces your emotions. Your emotions produces your action. Your action produces your habits. And your habit, what you do every day, produces your character. Yeah. Oh, yes. Your habits produces your character. Tunasema huyu ni mtu mzuri. Protos Shesoli is a good person. Your character. And your character produces your legacy. Okay. Can you imagine? That means we know the source. The source is our thoughts. What controls your thoughts? If you're looking for better retirement, it all has to start with your thinking, your thoughts. Okay. And the difference between those who are going to have beautiful retire and the difference with you is your thoughts. There are some people, you ask them, what's your plan for the next 20 years? They have no idea. Zero idea. What's your plan? When you interview people, you ask them, what's your plan for the next 5 years? Zero idea. Zero. They say, if you don't plan in the mind, let me tell you, physically you cannot plan. Lazima uone, Grace Kimani, lazima ujione when you're 90. Go online, produce your photo, how you look when you're 90. Those people who follow me on Facebook, George has Facebook, the other day I produced how I will look when I'm 90. Muriona hiyo picture, how I will look. Not only looking, ask yourself, what will be happening when I'm 90? What will be happening? Once you create time to think about it, I can tell you, your thinking, your thoughts, your feelings, your behavior, your action, your character will change. Let me talk to those who drink. Okay, I have a friends here. Let me see. I know my friends who drink. You know, ask yourself, you are drinking now. You are messing up your organs. What will happen when you are 90? If you happen to reach 90, those who drink, especially those who drink spirits, kuna vitu zingine hata kebs ime-abandon, yani ime-ban. Those are the things you are drinking. Ask yourself, add another number of years to 90. How will you look like? Okay, that one, don't answer on the platform. Answer to yourself. And you can change your thoughts. You can change your behavior. You can change completely. Okay? Number 9, work on your mentality. For you to have better retirement, work on your mentality. Your mentality, your way of, the way you think, your mentality. And somebody, I was reading a book, and this author was saying, people with growth mentality, they tend to live longer. Growth mentality, the growth mentality. People who are able to project the future. People who are able to see the horizon. Some people call it horizon mentality. You can see the end of the blue skies. Do you see it? The end of the blue skies? Can you see it? Some people say the top of the mountain. Can you see the top of the mountain? Some people only see the ground of the mountain. People who see the ground of the mountain, they see problems. Because you have problems now, doesn't mean that tomorrow you have problems. Tomorrow you can be at the top of the mountain. When you're at the top of the mountain, everybody will see Isaac. Everybody will see Grace. Everybody will see Evans because you're at the top. Right now, nobody sees you. Because at the bottom of the mountain, kuna nyasi, kuna miti, kuna shrubs, but at the top, there's white snow. Very soon, you'll be the white snow. People will see you. but are you planning for it mentally? You know, positive mentality, abundance mentality. Are you seeing it? Or are you the person when you see your friend succeeding, when you see Engineer Yvonne succeeding, unasikia vibaya? That's scarcity mentality. When you see somebody succeeding, you feel bad. That's scarcity mentality. You don't need to waste your emotions by feeling bad by others succeeding. You say there is enough for everyone, abundance mentality. That horizontal mentality will take you very far. You enjoy your retirement. I don't know how many of you, mnajua kuna watu wanaitwa walogi, you know, they are witch doctors. Where are they witch doctors? Why do they want to kill other people? It is basically scarcity mentality. They think if Grace Kimani is succeeding, they won't succeed. We can all succeed. All the African countries can succeed. How comes the Europe countries, they are all successful? You know why? They have growth mindset, abundance mentality. But for us Africans, even to cross Upper Uganda too, you are asked so many documents. To go to South Africa, you need 10 visas, you know, scarcity mentality. Yet, there are countries like Schengen countries. You can crisscross Vienna, you go to Austria, you go to all these countries because they have something called abundance mentality. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's why our president, His Excellency Dr. Ruto, talked about abolishing all visas. People can come to Kenya. In fact, he said it's the origin of humans. That is abundance mentality. Abundance mentality. And all of us, the 59 of us, if we can only adopt or adapt or accommodate this abundance mentality, life is going to be very smooth. Your retirement is going to be amazing. Finally, the 10th one, you know, the 10th one, long-term investment for better retirement. We talked about the family, the community investment, the asset investment. Number 4, invest in your faith. Number 5, climate, managing climate crisis. Number 6, we talked about invest in your health. Number 7, talked about what? Number 7, invest in your wisdom, knowledge and understanding. Number 8, invest in your emotions. Number 9, work on your mentality. And then number 10, the last one for better retirement, is invest in long-term friendships. Oh yes, marafiki. Long-term friendship. Invest in long-term friendship. Oh yes, invest in long-term friendship. Okay. And you know, the other day I was wondering that you find this older generation, they have friends and they tell you, I've been friends to George Abong for 40 years. So you wonder, how do they maintain friendship for 40 years? Can you imagine? Someone tells you, John Mumo has been my friend for 20 years. How do they do it? Wanafanya nini to have friends for 20 years, 30 years? The disaster of the current generation, our generation, we don't have friends. We have Facebook friends. Hey, jameni, hamuonani, munaona tu kwa Facebook. Wewe kuja na fundraiser. Those Facebook friends, ndio utajua unakuta not even a single one who will come for your support. Let's go out there, develop friends, call them for coffee. The other day I called Dr. Mackenzie we are opening a restaurant in Waterfront. And I called her and she came. Friendship. Call somebody, take coffee together. Be there for them. Develop long-term friendship. Let me tell you, when you retire, you need these friends. And when you are old, you cannot create friends when you are old. The other day we went to Mulanga, you know, a certain PCA church. And I saw this group of men that are in the choir. And I think the youngest would be 70, 75, 80, 85. Wako choir. So then they were talking, you know, everybody was giving a minute to talk. You know, old people, when you give them a minute, they can talk until you switch off the mic. And they were talking, and they were talking. They were talking about their friendship. There's one gentleman who said, I knew Idewa Kamau 60 years ago. Can you imagine? 60. Isaac, uko na mtu najua for 20 years. We niambie, tutoke ukweli. You know, uko na mtu unajua for 20 years. Mumo, do you have somebody? Tony Masika, do you have somebody you've been friends for 20 years, 15 years? CPA Daniel, uko na mtu, tuongee ukweli tumeokoka. You know, we are Christian. Do you have somebody? Sarah, Modigani, do you have friends? Unasema huyu, rafiki wangu for 10 years. Not many that I got even 5 friends. So let's take the challenge. for better retirement. Sometimes I get very inspired. You know, the other day I had a group from UK who said, George, we have 15 friends and we want to retire together. Advise us, which is the best project we can retire without arthritis? Of course, I told them, of course, either Nanyuki, the Great Oasis, or Vipingo, Ocean View Ridge Vipingo. And I thought they were joking. Do you know, they told me, send us the map. To my surprise, every single couple, some are couples, others are single, they picked property next to each other, Last week, you were asking me, George, give us 3 options of buildings we can build. I thought it was a joke. I shared, and they are discussing. And they told me they have been friends for many years. Let me ask you, the 57 of us here, how many friends can you say we are going to retire together? Tunaenda Nakuru, we retire together there. We are going to Nanyuki to retire together. Ama unaangalia property Kimuka, where uko Kiambu, where uko Loaka, you're all over. Let's take the challenge. Do we have companies, people that we can say we want to enjoy our retirement together? Invest in long-term friendship. Create it now for the future. And definitely, once you do that, we shall see each other. I'll see Waderi when we are older. I will see Mwangi when we are out there. The age is catching up, and who knows what else we can do. So I think I'll put a comment there. I can see you have about 7 minutes. So that I give this chance to our Vice Chancellor to say something. Or if you have a question, you can just type it there and allow me to thank you profusely for being the loyalist on the mentorship. You started in many, you know, mentorship is like a marathon. When people are starting, yeah, you know, everybody is there. Unasikia 50,000 people are going for run and marathon. 20,000 stand short at marathon. Hata watu wengine wajui kukimbia na wako hapo. Goja nikuambie, angalia the 30th lap, you know, lap, not rap, lap. Angalia 38th lap. Watu wangapi wamekuwa wachache. Now this mentorship, we are in the final lap, and we are only how many? About 55. Many fell off. Many fell off. And I can tell you, I know you have picked something, and you cannot go empty-handed. I can't wait to see you during the graduation. Come relax. Hiyo siku usiweke vitu zingine. Don't put appointments. Come ready to network. Come ready to eat. Come ready to be happy. You know, siku hiyo in the morning, usiwe na moods. That morning, take chocolate. Yeah, in the morning. Boil some water. Put some chocolate. Come happy, smiling, relaxed, because we shall have a wonderful day by the grace of God. May God bless you. I take this mic back to our Vice Chancellor, Nagilai himself.
Wow, wow. That was awesome. That was fantastic. I don't have words to explain it. Our mentor has nailed it, and he has taken us through 12 good sessions. And that has been great. That has been great marathon, as he puts it. And we've had a very good time together. And I believe each and every one of us has learned not one thing, not two things, but many, many things. So I'd like to take this opportunity to allow us to post a question. I can see quite a number of us posting messages of appreciation. So you can just put up a message or a question so that our mentor can respond to it. And we had one of our one of the mentees, who, as our mentor says, he has always told us about being philanthropic. So in our cohort 2, one of the mentees, who is a counseling or a psychologist in counseling, had a request and said, I feel like I can give back to the society. And she came to the office and asked us a question: can I be given an opportunity to give back to fellow mentees? Then we wondered what she was asking for. So we asked her, what do you want to give? She said, can I be given a session so that I can share knowledge with the people who are in the current cohort? And I asked her, do you have a topic? and she told me, I will give a topic, and the topic will be overcoming adversities, overcoming adversity. So I will share something in the group. I tried sharing in this. Actually, it's coming up. I think it's coming up. Let me see. Yeah, something is loading. So she said she'll be ready to share with us. And actually, I can see it has loaded. Can you see Abana?
Yes.
Yes. Perfect. Her name is Jenny Washira. She's a fellow mentee, and she has offered to give us this knowledge to share with us. And that is on Friday, 25th of August. So that is in the next 2-3 days. So please tune in on 25th of August at 8 p.m., same time that we had our session today. She'll be there to share knowledge with us. So welcome for that session. I will also share the link with us. So be free and come with questions, because this is a person who has knowledge. This is a person who has done it. This is a person who has gained the knowledge. So come and ask her the questions. I'm still just checking if we have any question. Good. I've not seen any question. Good. I can only see people saying thank you. Maybe I can read a few so that we can conclude in the next 1 minute. I can see Esther Masharia says, this is one of the best decisions I've ever made, head as far as my entrepreneurship journey is concerned. Awesome. Thank you, Esther. Mo says, Asante Sana, great session, and I feel recharged. Dr. Aaron says, great session. Perfect. And I can see Ruth say, I really appreciate you, my mentor. God bless you. Kuria Dave says, thank you, sir. The session was full of wisdom. Jen Jogu says, waiting for the great day of our graduation. Awesome. Yes, it will be a fantastic day. Then I can see Sarah Mudigani says, thanks, sir, for always being on point. Every word was inspirational. God bless you. This topic is a life changer. Awesome. Thank you, guys. God bless you. Yeah, it's about our time. As we said, it will always be 1 hour. And I take this opportunity to appreciate our mentor for taking this, his own time to come and mentor all of us. You know, he has taken quite, those are how many hours? Those are 12 hours, okay? You can imagine somebody taking his 12 hours without being paid. God bless you, our mentor. That has been fantastic. We really appreciate, and we thank God for you, and we continue praying for you. Good. I can see somebody saying, what will be the dress code for the graduation? It will be, you just come smartly dressed. Just come smartly dressed. I don't want to put anybody into, you know, a position they may not be able to do. So what you call smart is just come in a smart attire, an attire that will cause you to network, an attire that will cause you to make business. Because here we have people who have money. We have people who are doing businesses. We have people who are looking for something that you have. So come ready to network, come ready to gather information from the rest of the mentees. And I'm very sure your life will never be the same again. And without much ado, I want us to conclude this session and end it at that point. And with a big thank you, I will appreciate all of you, and I will continue saying thank you. And on, I've not yet managed to come up with a date. I'm still working on it. Once I get the right date, I will give you like in 2 or 1 week time, actually 2 weeks time, so that all of us will be ready to come for the graduation. Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a great week ahead. Asanteni sana.